What's going on YouTube, 088 here, and I'm about to review Sonic the Hedgehog.
This is my power, and I'm using it to protect my friends. Let's go! Let's go!
For the first time ever, Sonic the Hedgehog has come to the big screen, at least in live action. I mean, there's been Sonic movies made in Japan with the weird voice Sonic and Metal Sonic and all that.
You might know everything I'm going to do, but that's not going to help you since I know everything you're going to do. Strange, isn't it? Yeah!
But now we've got a live action Sonic the Hedgehog. And people have been wanting this, fans have been wanting this. There's been even a fan-made movie with Jaleel White back in the days.
Take a step back and imagine this. A perfect world. A place where you can just kick back, just enjoy everything around you. Freedom. Then imagine seeing all that taken away because one bloated Eggman wanted it all. Well, someone has to get all that back, and it's gonna be me.
Julian Kintobor. He is no more. I am now Robotnik.
That didn't really go anywhere, but now we've got the proper one, live action. So, how did I feel about it as a Sonic fan? Sonic was one of the, first things that I discovered when I was a kid that inspired me. My first console was a Sega Saturn, and played Sonic Jam. That was the guy that inspired me to get into creativity, art, drawing, the Sonic the comic, and the UK Sonic the comic. I loved that. I'm one of the biggest Sonic fans ever. So how did I feel about the movie? Well, surprisingly, it was better than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I didn't see it right away. I was hearing good things here and there, which was hyping me up a little bit. So there was a lot of things that I didn't like, and there was a lot of eye-roll moments for me, but overall, it was a good start and made me actually calm down about a lot of things that I had problems with. And I'm not talking about orange arms or anything. Basically, if you watch my trailer reaction, there was issues that I had with, the humour and the cheesiness of it, and it's still a bit cheesy, and the humour falls flat in a lot of places, but in a lot of places where I had problems in the trailer, I actually liked in the film, but I'll get into that. First, let's talk about the things I didn't like so we can end on a positive note. So first of all, I really don't like the fact that he's in this human world, and so I get why they have to do it, but it's kind of annoying. It was basically your standard family movie, safe family film about a weird alien creature, quote unquote E.T., coming into a human world and making friends with humans and discovering itself, and the humans are missing something as well, and the alien fills that void where the alien's missing something and the humans fill that void, and they become happily ever after in the end. That's basically the story, but that's not Sonic's story. That's the typical Hollywood family movie story. So that's the thing that annoyed me a little bit, just that we got a family movie with a Sonic backdrop, It could have followed the law a bit more, but I understand why it didn't. I'll get into that a bit later as well. I think there's a lot more stuff I didn't like, but I can't really think of it right now, so I'm just going to go to the stuff that I did like. First of all, the opening titles, trying to get the marvelous Sega logo in there, that was sick. Seeing a bit of Shenmue in there, like I saw these Sega classics. I got a bit of chills seeing that opening Sega title sequence. That was awesome. Like, that made me want more movies from Sega, man. What's a Shenmue movie, man? Do it. Give me a Skies of Arcadia movie, Sega. God damn. And you know what? The ending sequence, I know I'm skipping right to the end right now, but the ending sequence where you see all the movie played out, but in like Sonic 1 graphics, was really cool. I like that. I almost want to play the movie version of this game, but 2D though, not the 3D Sonic, please no. So yeah, this movie is basically classic Sonic, it feels like. He's young. I believe Ben Schwartz said he's 13 years old, but don't quote me on that, I just heard that, rumours. So he's not the Sonic we know yet, like the 15-year-old Sonic that's grown up and ready to kick ass. Obviously the biggest thing I love is that they changed Sonic's design. Oh my god, I don't know how that movie would have worked with the old design, man. This design just suits it way better. His powers is just really OP though, isn't he? Like, he's got just one quill gives Robotnik enough power to match up with speed. I thought that was really clever though. Sonic thought he's so fast, he doesn't have to worry about a thing in the world, doing his little, drums on Robotnik's bad nicks. But then Robotnik just comes out of nowhere and he's chasing him in that in Sonic's time space thing. Like but he's so OP, man. He's like the Flash. Like how fast does Sonic want to be, man? Like that Sonic is not that fast in the games or any other series for that matter. Like the fastest I think we've ever seen Sonic go was in gameplay was when he's running in that weird speed bubble thing. I can't remember what it's called, a boost bubble thing in the new 3D Sonic games. I don't really play those ones. It's like he's going so fast that it's like he's stopped time, and it's a bit ridiculous. Like, if I'm honest, that should be a Supersonic trait, I think. But anyway, I don't know. I reckon they're gonna nerf him because it's too much how fast he is. But yeah, I didn't like the focus on the human characters so much, but I understand why I did it. My sister watched it with me, and my girlfriend watched it with me. And I mean, they know that I'm a big nerd, and they've been exposed to some nerdish things because of me. And obviously, Dara, my sister, she grew up a little bit on Sonic as well, just from me, and she's always played some Sonic games and she likes Sonic as well. But even she said that she was more interested in this because of the live action element, because it was in a human world, and because it was like something different rather than him just being in his own world. So it feels like an animated Disney film or something like that. So, but I don't think that's true. I think they think that. I think that if it was even in Sonic's home world and there was no humans whatsoever, I think the name Sonic alone would still bring people in. I still think, because there was so many kids there in the cinema, so many people there with their kids, just the Sonic name will bring the kids in. His human interaction wasn't what brought the kids in, I feel. So either way, I feel like Sonic would have still got his money. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I get it. I get why Sega felt like they, not Sega, I get why Paramount felt like they had to do it like this, you know, with a human story. But now they can move on to the more Sonic lore story in the sequel, you know, like focus on his lore a bit more. Because like the ending, I really did not like the way he kind of, as a Sonic fan, I didn't like it. For the story of the film, it was quite nice. It was quite wholesome with Sonic filling, I can't remember his name now, I'm just going to call him Donut Lord, and his wife's void of needing an adopted kid or whatever, or just missing something in their lives, and vice versa with Sonic, like giving him a family, and he got his own bedroom, and a little cheesy ending. That's nice in terms of the story they presented, but in terms of Sonic, you know, the character Sonic, he doesn't live with no family. He's not an adopted kid or something. Like part of his appeal is that the fact that he's a kind of orphan that takes charge of himself, and he creates his own family with his friends, like with Amy and Tails and Knuckles and whoever else you want to add into the Sonic family. Either whether you want to go from Big the Cat or you want to go from people like Mighty the Armadillo, all the classic and the new characters. He makes his own family basically, you know. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. I think in the sequel they should just drop like Donut Lord and his wife and stuff and just focus on Sonic. The only human should be Robotnik. I mean, you can have some other human characters if you want, but they shouldn't be like such a big focus. Like they shouldn't be like basically Donut Lord's role should be Tails' role in the next film, as you know. In the end credits, Tails is introduced. And I have a feeling we're going to be seeing the Chaos Emeralds as well, but I'm going to talk about the sequel probably in a different video actually to this one. But this is just a review. So yeah, so far like there's bits I like. Sonic's personality, his character, I just feel like clearly he's not the Sonic we know yet. This Sonic is still growing. He doesn't really know himself. He's lucky, and I kind of like that. I like the character growth. I like that he didn't start off with the Sonic we know. I really do like that. Like the fact that he wants to run away from all his problems. He was taught by the owl, I can't remember the owl's name now, but he was taught by the owl that used to look after him when he was a baby to just keep running away, run away from your problems. You know, like that's what his powers for. But then he grows from that and he's like, I'm going to stop running away, I'm going to fight. And when he fights, he just realizes how powerful he really is and how much he can just kick ass, and Robotnik doesn't understand what he's dealing with. This guy's a beast. Like, and I kind of like the weird electricity power. I don't really have that power in the games, but like it's what fuels him. It's like there's some kind of power in him. It's like, I like to consider it, a lot of fans consider it like chaos energy, and that's why he has this connection with the Chaos Emeralds that we're going to later see, I'm sure, is going to turn him to Super Sonic. And there's no hint of Chaos Emeralds in this. I think the map that he had of Green Hill looked like a Chaos Emerald or something, but I can't remember that. That's just something I saw as an Easter egg somewhere, but I can't remember that myself. But yeah, so I like Sonic's character growth a lot. That was really good. And now I guess he's the Sonic we know, but also he's more personal. Like he's very childish. He just gets excited by things, and which is Sonic, but like he's very like, you know, reliant on other people and reliant on Donut Lord, and he's like, I can't do this myself, please help me, and all this kind of stuff. That's not Sonic's got an attitude. Sonic's a bit arrogant. Now if you talk about, I know modern Sonic is a bit more relaxed, but if you're talking about 90s Sonic, young Sonic, he was a bit of an arsehole. He didn't give a crap out what anybody thought. He always wanted to do what he wanted to do, you know, like, and that's how he should grow. He should grow from being a bit of an arsehole to being like modern Sonic, I guess. But right now it looks like he's growing from modern Sonic to maybe becoming the attitude Sonic from the 90s. I don't know. He needs a bit more attitude, you know. Sonic's known for his attitude, and I don't know if Ben Schwartz brings that out in his voice, but everyone loves Ben Schwartz as Sonic. I don't know how I feel about him. When he goes on his, I mean, he wasn't bad. When he goes on his long rambles, it did get kind of irritating sometimes. I was a bit like, and I don't know if that was intentional. I guess it was, because Donut Lord mentioned that a couple times, that he keeps talking, he doesn't stop talking, and I guess that's intentional. That he's just is a hyperactive kid. He's fast. Everything has to be fast with him, which makes sense. But like, it just sounded more annoying than like an attitude or not give a fuck personality, you know. Sonic, even though he's a very fast, energetic guy, he's not like he's not hyperactive. He's not got ADHD. He's still cool. He's slick, you know. Sonic's a cool guy. But yeah, so hopefully as he grows, he'll become cool. Maybe Tails, because right now Tails comes in with his gadgets like, gotta find, it's gotta be here. Like, Tails seems more cooler than Sonic right now, whereas Sonic seems like a little kid, like a lost little puppy. So they need to get rid of that cutesy image of him and get him with a more badass image of him. But I get it. The casuals like seeing cute puffy haired Sonic, you know, I get it. But so yeah, moving on to the next film, like his growth, hopefully we see more classic Sonic, you know. But I like how they had to bring him from this insecure, lonely, dependent kid Sonic that wants parents, and now he's more confident, doesn't run away from his problems, he fights them head on now. I also love the way they use the rings in this. Like, it literally reminds me of the rings in the video games, where like you jump through it to go to the special stage, and I thought that was clever. Obviously the rings don't really give him health or anything, they literally just to go to special stages, and that's probably what I would have done as well if I was writing this film. What other characterization did I like? I'm not going to talk about the Donut Lord and that. You guys get as a typical, you know, cop guy, and you know, he just ends up being friends with Sonic. And now, speaking of which, actually the funny, the humour I'll talk about, there was a couple of scenes like when Dr. Robotnik was dancing in his lab and using his Sonic's head to make his robot stronger, shall I say, his badnik stronger. When he was doing his little dance and the guy comes in with the tea and coffee and he's dancing with him out of nowhere, and Robotnik's like, what the hell are you doing? That was genuinely funny. And that bit in the trailer was like, thanks for the coffee, I love the way you make them. Like, I didn't like that, first of all, that was silly, but seeing it in context of that joke, that was quite funny. And seeing the bit at the end, it wasn't really a humorous thing, but when I was reacting to the trailer, I really didn't like this bit. Donut Lord was saying, he's my friend. I thought it was really cheesy. I thought a 45-year-old man like him, or whatever age he is, shouldn't be saying that about a little cute furry bunny, Sonic-y, hedgehog-y type thing. It just seemed silly. But seeing it in context of the film, with it all played out and he earned that role, you know, I thought he was just saying that like in the middle of the film where he becomes friends with him straight away. There's no build-up, but there was a build-up to it. There was an arc to that. And when he said it, it felt earned, it felt real, it didn't feel ridiculous. So I take that, laughing at that bit back in the trailer. Maybe they shouldn't even have shown that in the trailer, to be honest, because that's like a big arc that they become friends. That's one of Sonic's biggest check-off list or whatever that he had. But, oh yeah, I need to talk about Jim Carrey as Robotnik. He was pretty good, you know, like he was funny. He took the piss a bit. Robotnik was weird because sometimes Robotnik in the games, he's really silly and jovial and but then at the same time he can be really serious and scary. There's so many different depictions of Dr. Robotnik. But I feel like he got the silly, jovial Japanese side of Robotnik down, the Japanese version of Robotnik down. You know, I like the fact that Sonic calls him Eggman as well. They really brought that in really quick. Though he used to call him Eggman because he was fat. You know, Jim Carrey needs to put on a few pounds, man. Or at least to get a fat suit. I don't even want him to put on pounds. Just get a fat suit, Jim. And that'll be sick for Robotnik, you know. He's a fat dude, man. But yeah, he kind of reminds you of the skinnier Robotnik in the Sonic Adventure films, because that Robotnik is really silly, like, get a load of this.
Get a load of this! 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 Get a load of this!
Get a load of this. That's what he's. That's pretty much what he's like. But yeah, it's cool. The bar scene, the infamous bar, I thought that was silly for a number of reasons. Because first of all, Sonic's powers are ridiculous. I don't like how he can slow down time, but I guess I needed that to show that he can do that for the ending bit when he runs down the building. And I just thought it was just a bit silly, that bar scene, but it's alright, you know, it is what it is. But Sonic didn't really shine, the movie didn't really shine on me as a Sonic fan, seeing his, until the ending where Robotnik was actively chasing him and he was running through, I think that was an opportunity to go through different worlds. He was just going through different places on Earth for some reason. He should have been going through different planets, maybe seeing like the chemical plants. Like, we could have seen all these little Easter eggs there, but they just went through the Earth, the pyramids and all this weird stuff. But that was cool, the bit where he's running down the building. Jumping around and the way he turns into a ball, like, it's really like got me some nerd moments there. Like, even though this is a very, very kiddie film, I felt kind of awkward sitting there with my sister, my girlfriend. I was like, really, we need some kids with us here, because it feels kind of weird. There's so many kids watching it. Kids were loving it. They were laughing. It was very good. Very fun for the kids and everything, but just because it's more aimed and targeted for kids doesn't mean they can't appeal to old school Sonic fans like me and do a bit more of the lore, make it not even darker, just follow the lore a bit more, you know. Well, I thought the beginning bit was really cool when he was running through Green Hill Zone, the proper Green Hill Zone, and you see like the echidnas coming from him, but then I guess that was Angel Island. It doesn't make sense because there's echidnas there, so I guess Sonic's gonna, I'm guessing the story for the sequel is going to be the owl person sent Tails to find Sonic to come back and help them, because there's some serious shit going on, maybe the echidnas, and that's probably going to lead into the third film with Knuckles. I really think Knuckles should be in the third movie, because I've got like, the way it would flow would be sick. The second film should focus on Tails, Metal Sonic, and this Chaos Emerald, Super Sonic, and Dr. Robotnik. That should be the second film. The third film could introduce Knuckles, and I think that's how it'd work, because it makes sense if you follow the games. It was Sonic the Hedgehog, then Sonic CD and Sonic 2 were being made at the same time, both being prepped to be the sequel to Sonic the Hedgehog, the first game, but it ended up being Sonic 2 being the official sequel, and Sonic CD was like a side game, but they were both originally being prepped to either one be the sequel, right? They were being made at the same time, so how cool would it be to mix Sonic CD's story and Sonic 2's story? So there's not much story in Sonic 2, it's kind of a repeat of Sonic 1, but with Tails. So if you put Sonic 2's story and Sonic CD's story into one and make the second Sonic film Metal Sonic, Tails, Super Sonic, it'll be brilliant. And then you can start off Sonic 3 with Sonic like going into Angel Island already Super Sonic, and then Knuckles kicks his ass and takes the emeralds from him. That would be how you do it. That's how I do it. That's basically my idea for the sequel already done in this video, but I want to go more in depth with that maybe in another video. But yeah, overall the film was good. It was good introduction for the Sonic world, just to bring the casuals in. But now you've brought the casuals in, they obviously enjoy the story. But I feel like they need to jump into the lore more. Get rid of Donut Lord. What do you guys think? Should we get rid of Donut Lord, or do we need the human element there for people to relate? I don't want it to be taking place in the human world anymore. I want Sonic to go to his own world. We can come back to the human world later on when we do get to Sonic Adventure. And before anyone says it, I know they don't have to follow the game storylines at all. They could do a completely different thing. They've done a completely different thing for this one. It was basically Sonic 1, but in the real world rather than Sonic's world, you know. So I don't know what they could do for the sequel, but I think they should get more closer to the lore if they want to succeed, in my opinion. They could easily succeed without it, but they'll gradually lose the Sonic fans, I think, if they keep focusing on the human element, if they keep ignoring some of the more like gamey elements from Sonic's story, like the Chaos Emeralds. They could ignore that. Super Sonic could ignore that. Knuckles, Robotnik should be one of the only few humans that we see. But yeah, overall, good film, decent film. As a Sonic fan, I wanted a bit more, you know, but I can wait out for a sequel and see what they do with that. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Depends what they do. If I see Metal Sonic, if I see Super Sonic, if I see Tails, Robotnik, if I see maybe even the Little Planet or something in a sequel, I love it. Anyway, that's my review of Sonic the Hedgehog. It was a bit messy and crazy in some places, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Hit the notification bell, and I'll see you again.